Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly analysis this evening. We thank you all for joining us today. First of all, first things first, the promo is still running for the 15% off and also the 20% off on instant funding accounts. So we are only remaining with 2 hours till the discount ends. The offer is ending at midnight today. So make sure you use these discount codes before they are no longer valid. So without further ado, let us jump right into our analysis for this week. So we're gonna first start with dollar index. So dollar index hasn't been doing much lately. Right now, we have been hovering over this support level that is at 97.75, and we seem to be bouncing off of it. We might probably be going to the upside this coming week, probably coming all the way here, or even this final resistance level all the way here. So that is our anticipation on the dollar index. Apart from that, could we have some further downside movements? Well, probably, but I think this week we might actually be having a dollar related recovery. So that is what I am anticipating for this week. So now let's look at dollar Mexican. So dollar Mexican continued pushing all the way down, but we came back up to this previous support level, and support literally became resistance for us right here, and then we continue pushing all the way down. So this coming week on dollar index, I believe that we could be coming back down here to make a new low. Then from there we might be pushing back up and then probably going past this resistance level, then even coming all the way back up here to 19.45. But overall, there is serious strength from the Mexican peso. So we are still probably bearish at this current moment in time. But next week, I do think we're going to come all the way here, or we'll probably even gap here, coming all the way below here. We might have a gap, then bounce from there, then start to U-turn, and then probably come to 19.45. Right, so let's move now over to dollar yen. So dollar yen has been erratic this previous week, and coming also into this week, we had a strong push, of course, then came all the way here. Resistance became support, then we made a new high, which was great. Then we pushed all the way down and broke this previous support level. And then we kind of did a U-turn in the middle of nowhere. We kind of had to do a U-turn probably down here, but that didn't really happen. So what my anticipation for this coming week is, since we have now come back to this resistance, support, resistance again level, I do think next week we'll be coming down, making a new low, and then finally touching this support level around 142,600. So that is my anticipation on dollar yen for this coming week. So now let's look over at euro dollar. So euro dollar has been pushing strong to the upside. Remember, we drew this trend line over here and it seems to be holding. So probably next week we could even be coming down to this trend line and then maybe bouncing off of it and then coming all the way up, probably even coming above to 16500. And then maybe we might have a reversal from there, or we could be breaking this trend line over here and then be coming all the way down to this support level at 13500. So that is the second scenario, but like I already said, we are at this level of resistance. Same with the dollar index, they mirror each other. So this coming week, like I said, we might be having some recovery with the US dollar, and this may actually create a break of this trend line, and then we could be coming all the way down here. But anything is possible, but we're yet to see how the week begins. But if we do break this trend line, you know where we're going to go. We're going to come all the way down here, and even possibly even all the way to 1.1200, and then maybe possibly bounce from there. Right, so let's now move over to CAD Swiss. So CAD Swiss has been also erratic, similar to the yen, because of, I believe, also this Iran war with Israel. So safe haven assets like the Swiss franc, yen, have been kind of strengthening and breaking structure, I would say. So right now, we were hoping to come all the way up here, but unfortunately, momentum wasn't strong enough for us to reach all the way up here. And then we had it short lived. This was on Thursday and Friday. We came all the way down. We broke this structure. This was more like a consolidation. We broke it. We made a new low, and we are literally bouncing off this support level right here. So this coming week, we might actually be continuing with this upside move. That is my anticipation on CAD Swiss. So we might be coming all the way back up here, probably testing this level. So I am still bullish on CAD Swiss, and I think this will still be a good play for this coming week. And if we do look at the economic calendar for this coming week, we don't have any news on Monday, but we do have yen, US dollar, but we only have one Swiss franc news release that will possibly affect the CAD Swiss. And this may probably weaken it. That's going to be the interest rate for CAD Swiss, for really Swiss franc rather. And we might be coming all the way up here, or we could be coming all the way down. So once that release is released, then we might know where we may be going. But overall, I am still bullish on CAD Swiss. Now let's move over to pound yen. So CAD yen, we have touched this resistance level a couple of times now. So if we look at it over here, we have touched this level of resistance twice, or rather three times rather, and we might be even actually touching this fourth time. But the fourth time may actually be the one that actually will break this three touch scenario, where we might be going all the way up, or this might have been the final resistance test, and we might be coming all the way down here. But structure right now is suggesting that we could be going all the way up because the trend line has been broken. I would say probably two of these trend lines have been broken, and what's remaining is this resistance level, this tiny resistance level. Once that is broken, then this resistance level, the final one, may not even hold. So that is what I'm anticipating with pound yen. But if we do come off this week and then continue pushing all the way to the downside and start off Monday, even going past this level, then we could be coming down to this previous support level around 19300. So that is the second scenario on pound yen. Let's now also look at pound dollar. Pound dollar has been a mess. I give you that. It has been a mess. Right now, I'd say we are in a consolidation moving upward. And this is what is currently happening. So we pushed all the way down, pushed all the way up, pushed all the way down, and then we pushed all the way up. Right now, this is where the decision comes down to. Either we're going to continue all the way down, then come all the way here at 134,200, then bounce from here, then continue all the way up, or we're going to break right through this level and then probably even come down to our anticipated support level at 1.31500. So that is what I'm anticipating this week. But if we do violate 1.36300, then this setup will be indeed violated and invalidated. Then we could just possibly be looking for long opportunities instead. And now let's move over to gold. Gold has been strong. We have finally made a new high for the month already, and this resistance level has been broken. So what does this mean for gold? Well, gold may be actually coming to have a pullback, probably coming to this resistance level. So resistance may become support, or maybe we already have done that because we had this pin bar over here that slightly touched this previous resistance level, but maybe we might come down here slightly before we actually shoot all the way up and then be aiming for the all-time high over here. So right now, the goal is to come to the all-time high, which is going to be all the way up here. So that is what I am anticipating on gold. Gold is still bullish on my end. That is my bias on it. Nothing else am I saying here, but obviously we're going to be looking for a pullback into this area. This area could be a good entry point going all the way up, or we could just possibly gap, even come all the way up here. There's also that possibility because of the war that's going on with Israel and Iran. So you know what happens when there is war, instability, instability and everything like that. Safe havens strengthen and gold also goes up. So that is what I am anticipating for this coming week. So, right now, let's now look at the indices, which is only one, which is NAS 100. So NAS 100, we were just an inch away from making new high, and then we had a pullback immediately after all this Iran and Israel news. So stocks are plummeting, but how far can they plummet? Well, we might be possibly touching this area around 21,000 this coming week. That is what I'm anticipating before we actually go all the way up. So we might come around this area, then probably hold, then go all the way up to 22,200. So that is what I'm anticipating on NAS 100. Nothing more to say on that. But overall, especially if this trend line is broken, then we could be possibly looking for some buying opportunities. So either we're going to break this trend line or come all the way down into this level around 21,000, which has been a flat level, which could be of key interest to buy from, then aiming for the upside. That is what I'm anticipating on NAS 100. Now let's look at finally Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had touched this level around 11,000, then started to plummet immediately, like we already discussed in the previous analysis. So we seem to be coming down to this support level. Right now, it seems like we had a pullback, but 100,000 is the go at this point in time. There isn't any other support levels that could continue holding gold at this point. Rather, I do think we are going to rightly plummet to 100,000, then possibly bounce from there and then continue all the way up. Or we could continue with that and even probably touch 92,000. So those are the scenarios that may play with Bitcoin this coming week. But of course, always leave room for disappointment. There is geopolitical events that are currently happening, war, you name it. So anything can possibly happen at this current moment in time. Then let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, we broke all the way up, as we already talked about, and then I said we might be actually coming into back into this box. So this is definitely a fake out. So what does this mean? Well, this means we'll now be going to the downside instead, and then possibly be coming to 1,800. That is the level that I am anticipating for this coming weeks to come. Right, so this is where we end our weekend analysis. So, do you have any questions, pairs that you'd like us to look at, which we may have not covered? I'll give you everyone a minute or two. All right, it seems that we do not have any questions or other pairs that you'd like us to look at. So, this is where we come to an end with our weekend analysis. But please remember, we are now left with less than 2 hours till this discount ends on the new 15, where you get 15% off all accounts valued at $100 or more, and the new 20, which you get 20% off accounts valued at $500 or more. So you are literally left with 1 hour, 40 minutes to take advantage of this promo, or else it will be gone at midnight. So make sure you take advantage of this and get yourself an account before this weekend's or before the week actually begins and trading begins. I hope you enjoyed this weekend analysis. We will be seeing you on Wednesday to see how everything played for the week. And remember to use great risk management so as not to lose your account or blow your live accounts and everything like that. Have a wonderful week ahead and happy trading.